going to talk about indices. We know 3 squared is 9 because 3 times 3 is 9. 4 squared is 16. That means 4 times 4 is 16. Opposite of squaring is square root. That's the symbol for that, square root. So square root of 9 takes you back to 3. So basically what same number multiplies by itself twice to give you 9? It's 3. Another way of writing square root, well, if you see 9 to the power of half, that means square root of 9. Square root of 9, which we know, is 3. 16 to the power of half means square root of 16, which is 4. Right, if you didn't understand any of this, what I suggest you do is rewind the video from time to time, pause the video to give you some time to actually comprehend what I'm doing. 4 to the power of 3 means 4 times 4 times 4, 3 times. That's 64. 3 to the power of 3, or 3 cubed, 27, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Opposite of cubing is cube root. So cube root of 27 takes you back to 3. That means what same number multiplies by itself 3 times to give you 27? To give you 27. Well, it's 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and so on. What if we have something like this? Let's say we got 9 to the power of, no, 3 to the power of negative 2. Well, we've got negatives now. You can change that to a positive, but what you need to do is you need to flip it. So it becomes 1 over 3 squared. 1 over 3 squared means 1 over 3 squared is 9. I can show you this on the calculator. This is what the calculator gives. 3 to the power of negative 2. 1 over 9, there. Similarly, 4 to the power of negative 2. 4 squared, 16. You could have, let's say, 2 to the power of negative 3. Flip it, so negative becomes a positive. So 2 to the power of 3 means 2 times 2 times 2, 8. What if you had something, let's say, this? What do we do now? Well, straightforward. 2 squared, 2 to the power of 2 is 4, 3 to the power of 2, 3 squared is 9. So 3. Right. 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 3 to the power of 3 means 3 times 3 times 3, 27. Right. You might be coming across a situation where you've got, let's try this now. 9 to the power of half, there, means square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 16 to the power of half, square root of 16 is 4. Right, the one thing I should have dealt with earlier on, I'll just show you this on this side. What if you have, let's have a look, we've done this. You know, cube root of, let's say, 64 was 4. And also 64 to the power of 1/3 is also 4. So cube root can be written like this, 64 to the power of 1/3. So when you see something like this, don't divide the 64 by 3. That means cube root of 64, which is 4. 8 to the power of 1/3 means cube root of 8, which is 2. So if you had something like this, then 27 and 64 to the power of 1/3, that means cube root of 27. Cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root of 64, 64 to the power of 1/3, which you've just seen, is 4. Looking back at this one now, just a while ago I wrote this down, didn't I? 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. But what if it's a negative power? That's negative. So what you do is flip it upside down, flip the fraction upside down, so that becomes now positive. So that becomes easy now. 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4. Basically the answer to this is flipped. So you've got 4 over 9, 9 over 4. Let's try another one then. Let's try. It's a negative power, so you flip the fraction first. That becomes positive. 5 to the power of 3 means 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Just a while ago I showed you this, didn't I? 9 to the power of half, square root of 9 is 3. 16 to the power of half. Then you could come across something like this now, a negative fractional power. So first thing, flip the fraction, and that becomes positive. Then it becomes 16 to the power of half is 4, 9 to the power of half is 3. Notice that the answer have been flipped. Right, just one more. You could get something like this. Let's keep it simple, let's keep it a positive power. If you've got a mixed fraction, change it to a top heavy fraction. 1 times 5 is 5, add the 2 is 7. Copy the denominator. We don't need to flip it because it's a positive power. So 7 squared is 49, 5 squared is 25. But just in case it was a negative power, you obviously change the mixed fraction to a top heavy fraction and then flip to change the negative power to a positive power. So now it becomes 5 squared is 25, 7 squared is 49. And look, the answers have been flipped.